I think, too, you have to look at Chris Tanev because, this organization missed the boat. Like, even if they trade Tanev this summer, they're not getting what they would have got at this time a year ago.
That's right.
And for whatever reason, and it really is, and this to me cuts to the core of this management group, this team has been so bad for so long now, and they're so loyal to these same guys that don't deliver anything for the organization. And I'm not talking individually, but I'm collectively. Like, why are you tied to the same group that keeps delivering
the worst team in hockey
29th and 30th place finishes? Like, it's not working. I can see it and you can see it. So to keep coming back with the same group and thinking these are the core guys, these are important, make some cuts. That's why I keep saying, there has to be some activity on the trade front. I don't know how active they're going to be in free agency, but they've got this money. I expect that they will do some things this summer. I want to see them active on the trade front. Like, my arm is sore from beating the trade Tanev drum.
Right. And now, now there's another complication in the trade Tanev movement, in that we all know, they need a center. Like, the team, I mentioned this. I was with Blake the other day, and I was saying, it's actually underreported how bad the current NHL roster is right now. Like, if they were playing right now, if the new season started now, it would be you'd be hard pressed not to pick them for last overall, because they're missing the Sedins. You're missing a huge offensive minded center. We talked earlier about Sutter being a black hole. Horvat's fine. I have no complaints about Horvat, but he needs help. He needs some secondary scoring, and right now it doesn't exist. So I think we all know that they are going to be pursuing a center, whether it's free agent, we mentioned some names earlier, or through a trade. Now, this is what brings me back to Tanev, is that I'm worried. Some people think around the team that they're going to try to force a Tanev for a center trade. So now, not only are you limited to teams that want Tanev and value Tanev, you got to find teams that have that and have a center that you're interested in trying to acquire. So rather than selling him off to whatever the highest bidder is, auctioning him off, and whatever the biggest bounty you can collect, you've now kind of focused yourself on saying, okay, we need a center back for Tanev. And I hope that that's not the case. I mean, if a nice center comes back in return, I'm not going to complain about it. I would rather them get a package together that includes a first-round pick, so hopefully they'll get the Pasternak this time, or the Besser this time, have another shot late in the first round at it with the Leafs. For example, it's hard to get around that one. Get the Leafs first and something else. I think that would be a great deal for Tanev. But I am concerned that they'll force feed a Tanev trade to try to get a center back, and then I don't think you'd be maximizing value in him.
And it really is crazy when you kind of track it all back and you think, here they are chasing a young center when they had Jared McCann. The Goodbranson deal just hasn't worked on so many levels, including the fact that Goodbranson hasn't developed to the point where if he was this big right side defenseman that could have made Chris Tanev expendable, and then you had Tanev as this prize trade chip to move to address some other needs, but Goodbranson's not that. They still think they want and need Tanev, at least according to Jim's comments at the end of the season there, where his name was being floated as a potential captain. I mean, maybe it's just talk.
That's just talk. There's no way he's going to be. I can promise you.
I'm with you there, but again, I
promise
just thought it was funny that name,
Edler and Tanev and Del Zotto are not going to be the captain.
I'm with you there, but it struck me as funny that his name was on the list of potential. Again, I want guys that are on the way out, and I've said this before to you here on the podcast. I know that fans get the concept and talk is cheap, but until I see this management group get creative and actually apply creativity to some of these moves, I don't know that they can actually pull the trigger on. They've done hockey trades, I get that, but I want to see them work the cap, work the system, make some moves that I would consider outside the box a little bit. And I'm still waiting. And another week has gone by, and I'm sure another week will go by. It's not trade season right here, right now. But, every year leading into the draft, we talk about, this is the year that they're going to make some things happen. And
Jim loves draft picks.
Yeah.
That's always Jim loves draft picks. I've heard that since 2014. and they're never out there trading for these draft picks.